Tawana.
And welcome to the Two Minds Podcast. If you watched our last video, thank you so much. And thank you so much for staying tuned and actually watching our video too. This podcast, as we said, is split into 3 segments. Spirituality, learning and advice, and some pop culture. So I hope you enjoy. And let's just get right to it.
The topic for this spiritual segment is timeline jumping. There are multiple versions of reality that exist at every second. And we can essentially jump between these realities. We won't feel like we're jumping because I feel like timeline jumping also happens very naturally based on the choices that we make. So
yeah, there's a time when we don't have the channel. There's a timeline where you didn't go to uni. There's a
Yes,
timeline where
there's a timeline
where I didn't go to uni. I just studied drama. There's a timeline where we actually continue tennis. There's a timeline.
There's a timeline where I'm on a Netflix
There's a
show.
timeline where I'm still with my first boyfriend.
Ooh.
There's infinite timelines from every decision that you've ever made.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, and there's also the concept of personal timelines, which is to do with, I guess, your own personal choices. And then there's also a concept of collective timelines. There's a timeline where, as a collective, we kind of experience the same thing. Like, okay, this is controversial, COVID, which obviously happened. But exactly. Some people,
I didn't want to get the vaccine.
Oh. And it links in with the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect is basically that different people recall kind of memories or, I guess, very pivotal life events differently. So some people believe that maybe someone's passing, like Mandela. Some people believe he passed earlier than other people.
Yeah, I do remember that. So there's a timeline for every decision that we could have made.
Yes.
And there's just there's every single version of us exists in this reality.
Yes.
But we are living in this version.
Yes.
But we can timeline to a whole nother version where I'm a superstar, I don't know, hugging Rihanna.
So it's basically, I don't know if you've watched the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. So it follows a lady who's like a laundromat owner, and she basically, it was actually quite a cool movie until the end. It was really weird. But she basically jumps between these very different alternative
Timelines of her, yeah.
Yes. And if anything, I would say those were very vastly different, which was quite cool to see. And with timelines, the timelines that are, I guess, further away are going to be much more different. And I was watching...
But they all exist, that's the whole point.
Yes,
but they all exist.
Yes, so there's infinite amount of possibilities out
for
there.
yourself.
Yes.
So, if there's every single version of me, how do I jump from the version of me that's here to the version that I'm trying to be? So, for example, a successful business owner that has a flourishing hair business. I mean, we are on the path to that, so that's not that much of a big timeline jump. But
to be honest,
or somebody that, like, I don't know, an influencer, or how do I jump from this timeline? Like, is it you close your eyes and you jump, or is there steps towards how you flip from one timeline to another?
Okay, so there are many ways you can timeline jump. Firstly, I personally believe it's difficult to jump huge timeline jumps.
So is it better to do than one big
jump,
big jump? I think that's where people get the misconception. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
if there's infinite versions, like how do I jump from this version to I'm a millionaire? But like
Mm-hmm.
it does exist, but it's easier to go boop 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 than boom.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about making subtle shifts, and then those subtle shifts can move you incrementally to a different timeline.
Incrementally. What does that mean?
Incrementally is just in very small.
Okay.
It could be a small shift in. It could be your energy, your emotions. It could be a habit. Sometimes that's kind of how I see it as well. When I try to timeline jump, a lot of the times it might just be that I want to just make this small little change. Like even we've been doing gym. We've been going a lot harder.
Yeah.
That's
and then I
technically-
went glamping and I
Mhm.
didn't eat that much. And
No.
gym is
It
it's gone.
reversed all the
But that's okay because there's still a timeline where
and there is. Do you know what's so funny?
What?
This is a timeline that I definitely think about a lot. There's a timeline where my stomach is flat.
what my sister's trying to say is
Mhm.
all realities of you exist in this universe. It's about you changing and shifting something within you so you can jump towards another timeline. Yeah?
Yeah.
Kind of like that. There was this guy and he was like, imagine your ideal self and blah, 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 and like everything you want in life. And people always say, I'm going to be happy. This is just based on the emotion thing. I'm going to be happy when I reach, when I reach 1 million followers, or when I reach, when I reach 1 million sales, or etc. Whatever their goals are in life, I'm going to be happy when they keep saying this. But the key is you have to be happy to reach it. You have to flip it over. It's not I'm going to be happy when. You have to start being happy now in order to be on that frequency towards that thing.
Yeah.
So I think that was just the emotions part, but I thought it was a key thing because many people are like, oh, I'll only be happy when I reach my dream body, or I reach my dream house, or reach my dream car. But it starts about being happy right now, and then those things will attract to you.
Anyway, it's very true what you're saying.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
A lot easier said than done, as we said last.
It also kind of reminds me of, I guess, it's like you embody the emotions
Of that person.
Yes. Of the
Yes,
person
you
that already
embody the
has.
person. Like when there was this thing, you know, when we were doing our timeline jumping videos, and they'll like tell you to close your eyes. Well, I think my sister's gonna get into the practicalities of it, but you close your eyes, you imagine who you're gonna be, that elevator thing, and you imagine all the things, what she's wearing, thing, and then the key thing is imagine how she feels, and start feeling like that every day, because you have to embody the person that you want to be, and a key element is embodying the emotions of the person you want to be, because the emotions that you hold inside send a certain frequency outwards. You know, another thing that, just one more thing, I heard somewhere that you can put on ChatGPT and you put, tell me the life of, like the day-to-day life of, and then you put your dream person. Say it's a coder, an entrepreneur, and a social media person that is like a mogul, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then say my day-to-day life. Read that day-to-day life and embody it. Whether they wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, make their bed straight away, go and brush their teeth, go to the gym, those, like all these little stuff that person would do ideally, you have to start putting those habits into your life, as well as embodying the emotions, and you'll shift timelines just like that. But I think a kind of key hack is you can actually use ChatGPT to see like what the day-to-day life of that person is.
So oftentimes where you put your attention and focus in, or to, whatever, it basically materializes a timeline. Do you get what I mean? It's like you're bringing that timeline to life. That's where all your attention is going. That's where all your focus is going. That's basically where it's going to relate to the choices you make and XYZ and blah, blah, blah. And you bring a timeline to life. So yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice one.
Yeah.
So Sissy, give some practicality tips,
Yes.
to how we actually jump from one timeline to another.
Visualization techniques are very helpful. Of like these spiritual techniques, like visualization, all of that, technically it's like you're essentially kind of visioning, is that a word? Another timeline where you have this thing. Creating mood boards, I think is a really good one. And it's really nice when you kind of see the stuff on the mood board come to life. Timeline jumping is essentially alignment People, you can almost use the terms interchangeably.
Okay.
And for me, it's about, if maybe let's say there's something you want, taking steps to be more aligned with
that thing. There's stuff that you might have to cut out of your life. There's some habits that you sadly have to let go of. A lot of alignment is sadly letting go of a lot of your past self that's not aligned. That's literally, because there's stuff that is aligned and then there's stuff that's not aligned. And it's more easy to let go of the stuff that's not aligned than start creating new stuff about yourself. You want to be a really successful business owner. That means you have to be good at networking. Maybe start going to little networking events. It doesn't have to be like multi-mogul networking events with high-end business, but you have to start somewhere. You have to start practicing. You have to start aligning yourself. So you have to start figuring out, it's like just identifying habits and aspects of the person's life that you want to be and start doing it. Whether it's going to the gym, whether it's improving in your communication skills, whether it's improving in your confidence, whether it's improving your self-talk. There's just many things that you can identify. Your ideal person, if you look at your ideal person and she's so confident and she's so safe, how does she get there? She's confident because she has the body she wants. Start going to the gym. She's confident because she tries out different hairs. Start doing a new hairstyle. Break out of your comfort zone. She's confident because she's very hygienic, very up to par with her feminine hygiene. You can't go to bed without brushing your teeth. You have to start putting these stuff in places, and it takes discipline. And it's not going to happen overnight. No. I just add one thing for people that are not visual people.
Oh, yes. Because we came to realize that I can visualize things in my head.
And many people
like,
can, 95%.
I can see Wakanda right now.
I love that for you. I can't even visualize an apple if I tried to. I think the term is called apesia, and I think it's like 5% of the world. You can't visualize stuff in your head. I can dream, and I have very vivid dreams, but I can't close my eyes and visualize. If anyone is like me that can't use visualization to visualize the ideal life and blah blah blah, mood boards and like putting stuff around your environment so you can see it in your day-to-day life is very helpful. Putting quotes on your screensaver, putting this like around you is also really helpful so you can see it. Like you can visualize it, but then you can see it as well. We're gonna end on a gentle reminder, as we always do. Do you want to read it? Stop. Okay. Stop. Child.
Listen to the part of yourself that knows there's more out there for you.
Thank you for watching episode 2, and I hope you stay tuned for episode 3 next week. Thanks. Bye. Video. And also, if you had